if I can not be terrible this time. Box Knight still got me. Yeah, but this time I didn't get shot in the backside. Don't give me things. I hate it when that wolf drops something. Precious time slipping away. Did this jump pretty well at the marathon, which I'm actually happy about, considering how badly that jump can go. I'm actually pretty happy with most of my movement at the marathon. You know, it's funny, I don't get here any quicker in New Game Plus than I do in any percent. Now I gotta remember to do my splits. That little bit of movement just there going back to the door to lure the Minotaur in does save a decent amount of time, actually. Bats aren't bad to be hit by. They attack really fast, so getting hit by them is not usually a problem. Oh, that's good jumping. I screwed my movement up in this next room on the marathon. You're never ever supposed to get hit in this room. Do a specific set of movements, and if you don't get hit, then I managed to get hit, which is pretty rare. I don't usually mess that up. nice fast wine cellars. Usually it's just easier letting that bug hit you once and just running straight. This time I actually remembered I'm playing New Game Plus and didn't do my 20% memory jump. Good, that guy didn't troll me. The skeleton does sometimes just sit there for all eternity. And then you have to kill him. Well, re-kill him. I have to say I'm glad how the box puzzles went in the real marathon. They were nice and smooth for the most part. I have to remember to hit down sometimes when I'm shooting boxes. Hitting down on the selector for when you're shooting at boxes always hits the bottom one, or rather the closest one to you. Stop dropping things. There are actually two ways to engage with Lizardmen. If you look up that little path that you can just see on the left-hand side just there, you actually start a different... you start the encounter differently, but the cutscene for that actually takes longer. You got the bug. And got through the door without getting hit. It does occasionally happen. These bats are being slow today. When I pick up boxes, you'll sometimes see me turn one way and then back, and that's just to make sure that Ashley doesn't climb up on the box. Ashley likes climbing on things. In this room, if you touch the skeleton here, he will sometimes aggro to you, and that gives you an advantage. We actually let the poison ooze there climb down just a little bit before we jump up. That way it doesn't sneeze all over you. If you kill it in New Game Plus, you then have to kill the bat too, otherwise the bat will keep you at least twice, once going in, once going out. There's a crossbow skeleton here. In any percent, this would be death. This, I don't even know why this wolf is here, apart from just to waste my time. Fire breath is its longest, is such a long animation that you don't ever want to see it, if you can help it. Can actually avoid that jump altogether, but it's particularly easy to. Okay then. What the? Would you mind? No, don't. Thank you. Okay, that kind of makes up for that. That was not great. I'm gonna lose time there, but I accidentally did a defensive changes then. I'm gonna lose a little bit of time here because of that. For some reason, it just didn't want to. Didn't want to climb up. I don't know why. I got hit by the bat first, and then just didn't want to climb up. Note to self, kill bat first. Let's do troll bat. Didn't have to kill the slime though, so did save a tiny bit of time not having to shoot the slime. But it's always nice to see things that you've never seen before. I don't know how many times I've played this game, and that's never happened before. I messed this up during the marathon run, and I didn't really get a chance to explain it either. If you kill the two guards of the main soldier here, Dwayne, Father Dwayne, then you actually skip text box. Because when you kill Dwayne, he says something. And then if one of his guards are still alive, they say something too. So if you kill the two guards first, and then Dwayne, you only get one text box, the one you just saw. That was a little bit of a sloppy fight, honestly. But the time save that you see there is just because of the text box, missing text box that was in my PB. Wanted to jump and didn't get the opportunity. Kill this wolf because of fire breath. It's a long enough animation that if he does it, it's the same amount of time as just killing him. And he just blocks your path. You can just jump through the room and sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you don't. These guys always drop down to ground. That wasn't too bad. Lost a little bit of time. That's to be expected there. My movement with the first two bats was bad, and it did blood suck, which is a longer animation. That's an extra few seconds that I didn't want to lose. The strength down is completely irrelevant. But it casting the spell at all is the bad part. Depending on how clean this room goes, I might get a time save, I might not. I did get hit, but he didn't cast Stun Ward on me, so that was actually perfectly fine. That was nice and fast. Gonna go for the manipulation on this Hellhound. Got it. You can make him jump into this little crevice that's just on the side. You can't actually see it. Okay, that's fine. That's also fine. I don't mind if they hit me. Just do regular hits. Regular hits are pretty fast. Actually jumps really weirdly when he's got two-handed weapons. I'm not really sure why. Nice. Yeah, that was nice clean movement. Enemies didn't troll me too much. Speaking of trolly enemies, I'm gonna run into a room that's got 3 goblins in it. It's a pain in the backside, because they just like to body block you. Before that, Ashley can only jump up boxes 3 high. Degenerate's not bad. The one thing I don't really want to see is them do Stun Ward, just because I have to defend that. That's fine. I can live with that. That's pretty average. There is a poison trap in the middle of the floor, that's why I stick to the left there. Poison's an annoyance. It will murder you. Could you please get out of my way, Bat? All things being equal, that wasn't too bad. In any percent, that room right there actually scares the absolute crap out of me. Those bats are sturges, and they get fast, and they hit 50 damage. Got that cutscene there. Actually has decided that climbing up things is no longer his hobby, so he's doing it awkwardly, just to spite me. That was actually a nice clean jump into the cutscene. After that cutscene, even though you're heading down, you hold right because that's where it places you. Fine. Got up before he could attack me. Nice. If you are successfully attacked while you are hanging on a ledge, didn't go far enough. You're successfully attacked when you're hanging on a ledge. You get knocked down. I take this specific camera angle because in any percent, it's actually much easier to defend against that attack because you can actually see it coming. Gonna lose a couple seconds here because of that fall. But that's not too bad. Something to note, these boss intros, you'll see Ashley, and if you have your weapon drawn when you enter the cutscenes, he will either have it drawn already, or he will draw it during this cutscene. If you do not, he will not. He'll actually, you won't actually see that animation. Yeah, I expected at least a couple seconds. That's pretty much exactly what I was expecting to have happen. I think if I ever do a New Game Plus run at a marathon again, and I actually want to, just because I kind of want to avenge the run that I did yesterday, I know a good incentive that I can offer. It's kind of pointless, but it's an incentive at least. So I can offer an incentive to use one of the different types of weapons. So the run will be slower with anything but crossbow. But, you know, it'll be funner at least. I also want to round out all bosses with New Game Plus, you know, just for some variety as well. But I'm probably going to be taking a break from Vagrant Story for a little while. I want to route and optimize Yakuza Kiwami. Rube's run is actually a really good start, but even he himself says that you know, could use improvement. I'd like to concentrate on that for the next month or so. So if you're interested in Yakuza Kiwami, yeah, I'll be streaming that as much as possible. Help keep my mind off stuff at home for a little while. Until, like, you know, unless I get a job, of course. Making money sort of takes a precedent. Yeah, lost a little bit of time there because of the first room that was the fairy wings. There is hideous. They rolled me, which they like to do that. I always forget there's a cutscene. remember when I was writing my guide for this section, actually one of the more difficult things to write, because these trees are not camera friendly. When I update my guide with the new Fairy Wing route, guy here is wasting 5 seconds of my time. I will, I'll do it in a bit of a different style. I'll probably do it as a map. I think that'll suit it a little bit better. I'm surprised I didn't get attacked sooner there. That basilisk right there was trolling the absolute crap out of me. This Isichius right here loves to troll me. I managed to get past it and then get hit anyway, but that's not too bad. As long as this one doesn't do Spiral Shell, if it hadn't done Spiral Shell, I probably would have saved a little bit of time. Unfortunately, it did. You can see I'm losing time. That's the second text box you'll see. Optimally, you'll only ever see 2 text boxes, and that's the last one that you'll see. That was actually a pretty clean fight. Sydney did not get off a buff on himself or me. He was gunning for me. Oof, I lost 20 seconds. That's not too great. I didn't think I really lost 20 seconds, did I? One thing we don't want to see from these guys is drops. Like that. But these lizard men love to give you stuff. Their favorite hobby. Wasting my time. You see this? Fucking nonsense. These lizard men almost always just run away from you. They all run away from you. I don't actually know why. That lizard man is a pain in my backside. I remember losing a, when I was first learning this game, I remember losing a 14-minute PB because I just couldn't get past that guy. He just kept killing me. We want to hit the ghost first. Don't want to have to sit through a spell. These gargoyles always give you items. They always give you the same items too. Although I'm unclear as to... Hello? That was interesting. My camera did not turn all the way. It's weird that they give you the items that they give you. As for these rooms, there are 4 rooms here. But the easiest way to remember is that I just remember this green symbol, this green 7, and that means you're about to walk outside, and that's a cutscene, so you can spam start. Whenever you hit X on this door, another cutscene starts, and you have the Rosencrantz fight. As soon as you kill him, you hit start again because it doesn't technically count as a boss, I guess. This guy, wow, that guy played nice. Sometimes he would just stand in place and buff himself. and sometimes he'll run around like a chicken with his head cut off. You want him to run around. If he stands there and he buffs himself, he wastes your time. You can get through this door without that guy hitting you. Just kind of RNG whether or not it happens. And sometimes the other guy, the guy with the spear, attacks you instead. You actually want the guy with the staff to aggro onto you there, because if you're running past him, he will usually just whack you with the staff, which is a lot faster than a spellcast. My middle section of my PB apparently was really good. Is that a little bit too early? See if we can get this. That's not bad. It might be worth just killing him and just running past him actually. But I don't know if the other Dark Eye will attack you. It may. Not actually sure. Okay, he this lizard man is being a right pain in the backside. He didn't block us though. Well, I mean he did at the start, but not for very long. That lizard man will just sit there and block the door if he likes. And then you have to kill him. You don't actually have a choice in the matter. Stats in New Game Plus matter even less than they do in New Game. In New Game, they do matter a little bit. You do want a certain amount of MP, it does help. I'm not going to kill him because nope, he's going to buff himself. It's about the same amount of time either way. Something I didn't do in the marathon run, you jump through this room. This guy doesn't attack you. Well, he doesn't get to attack you, which is really weird. you run through that room, he'll almost always get the attack off. I really, really hate this guy. Not just because he drags the camera away, but because he just wastes so much time. And because that happens. Thank you for finally getting off, you jerk. You're supposed to jump onto the little platform on the right, but I got stuck. So that's about a 30-second time loss. Falling in that water twice is abysmal. That was nice at least. Got about 5 seconds back. Got another 5 seconds back because that guy jumped down. I shouldn't be getting time back, I should just be, like, gaining time. I shouldn't be losing time to stupid crap like that. That guy we kill because he will just constantly buff and buff and buff. This guy we kill because... I don't know. No real reason. I guess I just don't like him. Hopefully, the Quicksilver on the right, all it does is attack us physically. Or not at all. That also works. Harpy, scariest enemy in the game. But only because it can one-shot you with Banish. Did not put my weapon away, thank you. Wow, that's... losing 30 seconds. Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Not doing that properly, that's another few seconds. I'm actually gonna try something. I'm gonna try not killing anything. See how my time stacks up. Because that lich should only ever attack me once. Okay, cool. That's what we want to see. That wasn't too bad. See if I lose any time here on the split. That'll be the determining factor of whether or not that was faster or not. No. Okay, so it's much faster to not kill things. Much faster by a long shot. That's really interesting, actually. That guy casts Meteor on you, it ends up just being slower, so... To attack here, you want to jump up on the boxes against the Blood Lizard to follow you. we have to teleport to the Sunless Way. We need a key. It's a sigil, actually. So we can go back to Kesh Bridge, do something, get another sigil. It's actually a key. Nice. And come back to the Sunless Way to go down the Limestone Quarry. This guy here wasting my time once more. I hate this room. Kesh Bridge is one of the worst rooms in the game. Just for losing time. You're not in any real danger. You just lose time. I meant to kill this guy. Incoming stream. He will only attack you once, because if you're at the door, he's actually not close enough to do any spells. Although he should be close enough to do media. Just run straight through this room, nothing to worry about. Hope that this harpy isn't looking at us. It's not. Good. Hope again this harpy is not looking at me. Good, he's over in the corner, that's exactly where he should be. Those harpies, like I mentioned earlier, they have the spell Banish, which insta-kills you. So, they're scary. Nisa and Tiega, not really bosses either. In fact, you don't kill them. Kill this guy on the way up. Usually we'll get 2 spellcasts up on you. It's usually worth killing him on the way up. Didn't get my jump off, so I might get hit second time. Nope, he jumped up. Good. We want to hope that guy isn't the one who has the initiative, but he likes having the initiative. Heading into the Limestone Quarry now. Oh, I forgot to take my weapon out. I knew I forgot to do something. Gremlins in the next few rooms. It's probably still always worth killing gremlins. Kinda hard to say. Problem with gremlins is that they can self-buff. So if they decide to cast Prostasia and then fly over to you and then cast Silence or anything else for that matter, you just waste your time. And because there are only 2 of them, it's probably worth just killing them. Like this guy. This guy will just sit there, cast Prostasia on himself, and then attack you anyway. But, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, as to whether or not it saves time. That guy's just going to sit there and cast Prostasia on himself, and then he's going to fly over and cast Silence on me as I try to go out this door. Alright, now for the fun part. Come on, don't do this to me. Fine. We'll just do it the slow way. Watch me miss this anyway. Okay. Alright. That could have gone worse. It's time loss. Probably about 20 seconds of time loss. $14 seconds of time loss. Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, 3 time save one of these days. Kill this gremlin. We don't need to worry about the ogre. He didn't hit us anyway, but he hits really fast, so it's not really a problem. Snow Dragon, who lives in Limestone Quarry for some reason. I just didn't want to make a snow area. Honestly, not really cool. First first box puzzle that we skip. And then we also skip a gap, which saves a few more seconds. This gap is a little bit harder to skip in any percent because you don't really want to hit this healing trap. In New Game Plus, it doesn't really matter. It's just lifetime loss, but not one that would really matter too much. It is quicker to not take any of the Last Crusader or the Minotaurs. Can you, like, shoot the box I want? Not to take any of the items, because then you're not doing two sets of menus. I'm always a little bit careful in this room. You mess this room up and that's a whole lot of time loss. Like pushing that box there, one extra space up. Yeah, that's puzzle over. There's actually a slightly safer way to do this puzzle. I just never do it that way. Although my guide actually does say to do it that way. Mostly because it's safer. Probably should when you're learning the run. It's maybe a second slower. Nothing to really care about. Don't have to push the box all the way up against the wall. Actually can make that jump. Same thing as the Last Crusader, the Minotaur Lord. Don't want any of its items. But you do want what's in this chest. Especially that silver key. You get the silver key, and you have to come back here, which means you have to do this box puzzle all over again. You don't want that. Bit of movement tech here if you run diagonally and then jump off. And then not mess up. You don't get hit by the water elemental. I managed to not get hit anyway, but you don't really want to be doing that. You always want to aim for just a little bit over there. You want to catch the edge. These two doing buffs isn't terrible. Killing all three things wastes more time, so it's fine. It's weird though that elemental hasn't been attacking me. That almost never happens. It usually always is the first attack because it has initiative. We're up to the final boss rush now. Great Cathedral. Whole lot of elemental lords. A couple of liches. And then the final boss. There's also an optional boss in here. I'm not really sure why it's in here. It's kind of weird. But there's a crab in here. The iron crab. Maybe he cooks food for the rest of the enemies. There's not a huge amount of time to be saved in the Great Cathedral. You can only really do these bosses so fast in New Game Plus. So Make sure your movement is optimal. Don't fall in any holes. Try not to get poisoned. You should be right. But yeah, I hope you like elemental intros and elemental death themes, because what most of this is. Oops. I guess we got split. So yeah, if you go in the door to the north here, it leads to the Iron Crab. But it's not necessary. It unlocks a Cloudstone in the first area where you enter the Great Cathedral. But honestly, the area that it unlocks, it's actually considerably slower to get anywhere from there. And I don't know why you would ever want to. A lot of bright lights. Jin is a lightning elemental. I like bright lights. These goals are stupid. They're probably just me pushing the button at a slightly different time. Forgetting, like sometimes I forget for a half a second. So they're not really real goals. Alright, time to not get poisoned and kill Flame Dragon. And also not fall down that hole. I'm surprised at how many times I've fallen down that hole. Clean movement is 2 seconds. This jump here is actually possible to make without the Fairy Wing. It just speeds everything up, which is just worth doing. The only cutscene in this place. Thank you. Come on. That you can skip. Accidentally spammed start a little bit too much. A couple seconds. That jump always scares the crap out of me. We're gonna hope now that the nope. Nope. Get lost. This is stupid. Wow. Well, there you go. There's a 30-second time loss for no reason whatsoever. Great. Just great. That infuriates me. Like, he does do that sometimes, but not that many times. I always do that. I always change that camera angle for some reason. I don't know why I do that. No, don't climb up. Seriously. That's just time loss that shouldn't exist. Man. I don't think it's possible to ever make that unless you've got a fairy wing. Platform scares the crap out of me anyway. Because if you miss it, you have to wait for it again anyway, because the platform always respawns in the same spot. Watching that time tick down because of that lich is really obnoxious. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So disappointing. 30 seconds of time loss that has no right to exist. Cloudstones, by the way, when you jump and you're going in the same direction as them, give you momentum. Likewise, they stop your momentum if they're traveling in the opposite direction you're jumping. Which you're going to see, hopefully not see, but you probably will see it, when I do the little jumping puzzle to get to Dao. Who is the most annoying boss in here, because he's fast and he runs away from you. Getting to him is the most annoying thing as well. So it's one of those deals where you learn to hate him. Get the movement right. Should always do the same movement. It doesn't always happen. And I think my PBI screwed up that jump a little bit. Not sure if I did it on the way in. Might have been on the way out. Ow, the Earth Elemental. Bane of any percent run in existence. Can't believe that I lost 30 seconds to that lich. So dumb. No, don't spin the camera. Okay, that could have gone a lot worse. I jumped at slightly the wrong time. But I'm pretty sure I messed that jump up in my PB on the way back. Speaking of messing things up, here's a jump that I absolutely hate with a passion. Come on. Thank you. All things being equal, that wasn't terrible. You can get that first try. There's no reason you can't get that first try. Actually just likes to run off platforms for no good reason whatsoever. This might not be sub 111. That's kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. It's unnecessary time loss in places. 30 seconds at Cache Bridge, 30 seconds at the glitches. Another 30 seconds here. Probably only about 15 seconds, honestly, but still. Game does not want me to get a good time. This is definitely not going to be sub 111 now. Second time. Right. Bright lights incoming, by the way. A lot of them. This is the final boss. That was the first form. We now have a weirdly shaped final phase, final boss, as Square loves to do for some reason that I don't think anybody quite understands. Alright, that's it. More bright lights incoming, by the way. That was disappointing. That was an easy couple minutes, so this can be sub 110 easily. And that would be my goal if I cared enough, and I don't. I just wanted to get a good run. We'll see if it gives me my best in-game time. It might give me a 1:12. Might be close enough to it. We don't use in-game time, because we stop the timer at the final boss instead of when we save. Wouldn't make sense. Because it counts the time after the final boss until you get to the ranking screen. Actually, I think it counts all the way up until you save. Never tested it. Otherwise, the in-game timer is actually really accurate. Alright, let's have a look at time. Still 1:13.